Alrighty. Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome to the Jake's Take with Jacob Elliott podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elliott, the chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. Before we get started, if you're watching this on YouTube, and you better be watching this on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and please subscribe. There are no words to describe how meaningful this is because I have three of my closest friends in podcasting here. They are all. Let's start off with this guy. He is the host of Angel Cake Entertainment and just hit the big 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. So please help me welcome Drew Angelman.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here and talk reality TV with everybody here.
Absolutely. And not to mention Martin, my next guest. He is the host of the Chillin' with Dylan podcast, and he has incredible insights regarding reality television. And not to mention what is the best culinary cuisine around. Please help me welcome Dylan Decker.
Hello, thank you for the culinary shout out. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here, Jacob. Excited to celebrate your birthday with everybody.
Awesome. And finally, last but certainly not least, she is the queen of challenge TikTok and one of the best podcasters when it comes to challenge. Please help me welcome Paige of Most Likely To and TikTok.
Hey, friends.
Paige, it's a privilege to have you here with us today. I really appreciate it.
I love that I'm the only girl. That makes me happy.
Alrighty,
I feel like-
alrighty. Let's get started, everybody. So I want to. It's my birthday month, September. I'm 35. I can't believe it. I don't look like I'm 35. So I want to pose this question around to this group. What is the most memorable cake you had for your birthday?
I had an Oreo cake one year, and that was pretty good.
Was it ice cream Oreo or regular Oreo?
Like regular. I don't really. I was like 6, so I don't really remember. But I just remember it being really, really good.
Yeah, I don't mess with ice cream cake, but any other regular cake is good. Red velvet's my go-to.
I used to growing up. I come from a long line of bakers and like bakery, like cake decorators and stuff. I didn't get that gene. Everybody else in my family got it. I didn't get it. But I used to get like custom cakes made for free because all my family worked in like cake baked goods. And so I used to get a chocolate mousse cake and then I could get any character I wanted on it. So one year I asked for a SpongeBob chocolate mousse cake. So that was my go-to.
That's incredible. I gotta say, it's tied for me. The Costco cakes, oh my God, those were amazing back when I was growing up. Just imagine vanilla cake with chocolate frosting and this amazing and chocolate with the chocolate mousse inside of it. But now these days, I got to give a shout out to Whole Foods because their chocolate explosion cake is one of the go-tos in the Elliott household.
Sweet deal.
We should get that then.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, maybe one of these days, if all of us are going to a challenge, maybe we need to order a cake and slip it in.
Yes.
Done.
Awesome. So, speaking of birthdays, what were the most memorable birthday presents?
Anytime I got a Barbie, like I loved a Barbie. So I don't know. I've never got a good present from a significant other. I think like not one time have I ever got a good present from a significant other. So it has to be like Barbies or something like that. So
Awesome.
I have no idea what mine would be. I literally could not tell you.
I got you something last year. That was nice.
You got me an air fryer last year. That is very nice. Or was it air fryer for Christmas?
I don't know.
I remember you did, but like I'm trying to think of like something memorable, like in my childhood. I'm an adult now, Paige.
Air fryer is memorable. I mean, that thing gets stuff crispy. I'll be for real.
Absolutely. Air fryers are incredible, Drew.
I just remember growing up, the main one that I really wanted was a Game Boy Color, and that's like the one that sticks out to me. Is like that one lasted for years. So
I love those Game Boy games so much. Pokemon Yellow every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
But however, for me, it's a tie between my family got a Wii went from younger childhood to older near to teenage years. I gotta say the two that stick out to me the most was by my grandpa Ralph of blessed memory and my grandma Adele. They gave me an action figure set with all of Batman's top villains: Joker, Catwoman, Clayface, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, the Phantasm. It was hysterical. It was amazing.
Love that.
That sounds awesome.
I gotta say, the Wii was a group, another good present, but this was for the family, more for the family. But I gotta say, playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 was my all-time favorite, and I had to fight my brother Aaron, and I fought over who gets the Wii because I was going to play that game till I was trying to do homework.
Love that.
Awesome. And also shout out to our viewers. Do you have a favorite game or anything? So write down in the comment section. Also, now, to get to the fun part, all of us know that there's a certain 7-time GOAT that uses something in his cameo called jumping out. Like if they were there, they would go and jump out of them. However, the cameo is the best you can do. And I'm talking about Mr. Johnny Potassium. So this question is dedicated to him. So which celebrities would you like to present your cake or jump out of it?
Well, not Johnny Bananas. I wouldn't be mad if Tom Hardy jumped out of my cake. I wouldn't be mad about that. Ooh, or Dennis Rodman. I'd be happy about both of those things.
I'm going to go Stassi Schroeder. I'm in a Vanderpump Rules mood right now. I was just watching it, so that's my answer.
Okay.
Nice. I just watched Barbie like the other week, so I'll say Ryan Gosling.
Love it.
For me, I got to say it would be a golden buzzer cake with being run out to by Heidi Klum and Sofia Vergara and possibly a next judge. And also with the president says, Jacob, you get a guest judge position. And I'm talking about America's Got Talent because we got to head over to AGT World because this was a huge week. The America's Season Got Talent. First of all, have you guys watched an episode of AGT before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So right now, I'm glad to hear it. So what were your thoughts? Because as you guys know, I'm a super fan of the show, but I want to hear your insights about it.
I mean, I like it. I think it's a good show. You know, my dad loves this show, and like every magician that's ever been on it, if they ever are in Vegas, my dad's like obsessed with them. So yeah. I could be wrong. Was Tape Face on America's Got Talent?
He was season 11, one of my all-time favorite seasons.
Yeah, my dad loves Tape Face, and because he saw him on America's Got Talent. So we've seen him like 4 times. Here.
We were supposed to see him in Vegas that one time where we were there for like 24 hours and he was like sold out or something.
Oh, you and I?
Yeah, when we were in Vegas, but there was another magician show that we were going to go to, and then we were just like, we're tired. We're not doing it.
Okay.
Do you not remember this moment? We were talking about Tape Face for like 20 minutes, Paige in the car. Oh my gosh, whatever.
Hey, Drew, have you seen any one from America's Got Talent or an episode?
I have seen an episode. I actually used to watch the show like all the time. And then for some reason I just stopped. And then you sent me the list of people that are in this season, and I decided to watch like their qualifiers and everything. And yeah, it seems very consistent, I will say, with some of the acts and what to expect from some of these acts.
It's a classic.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So get this. So the finale will be this coming Tuesday, and the winner will be revealed on Wednesday. So heading up for the crown is Adrian Stalka and Hurricane. They're a dog and human act, like animal acts I cannot stand. Aaron Bezlal, who's a comedian. Lavender Dakar Angel. She is Heidi Klum's golden buzzer, and one of the third season in a row that Heidi's golden buzzer acts have made it to a finale. You have Murmuration, which is a French dance troupe that was Howie Mandel's golden buzzer act, and if they win, Howie will have 4 acts that won golden buzzers that have won a AGT show. Starting Grace Vanderwell back in season 11, Brandon Leak back in season 15, Via Unbeatable won America's Got Talent Champions, and if this one is be win number 4. So another one I loved was the Mizani Youth Choir from South Africa. They were the first history-making audience golden buzzer which was extremely moving because they paid homage to a guest of my show, the dearly departed Nightbird of blessed memory, and they moved me to tears multiple times. However, the biggest front runner is Putri Ariani. She is Simon Cowell's first Golden Buzzer to ever make it to a finale, the AGT finale, and could be the first person to win. Followed by Chibi Unity, they're a Japanese dance group, also group Golden Buzzer. Then I got to say this, give a shout out to Anna de Guzman. She's the first female closing magician to ever make an AGT final in show history, which I think is pretty amazing. And then I got to say, guys, after this, go watch Ramadani Brothers because they're an acrobat duo. And oh my God, that hand bouncing act is insane. Rounding up the group, we have 82-second Airborne Chorus, which is a choir, and then a wild card act. We have not one, but two Japanese dance troops in the house for the final. It's Avant-Garde. And oh my God, I just watched, before we got on to our call, I just watched the qualifier again, and they're amazing.
Nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
And guys, every year that I do the AGT, I pick out act before the live shows begin. I start off with 8 acts to watch.
Okay.
And every year, last year and in 2021 and 2022, I picked out correctly the correct winners. So, and this year I have 6 because I said Mizani, I chose Putri, I chose Chibi, I chose Anna, the Ramadani brothers, and Avant-Garde as my acts to watch. So I have 6 out of 11 acts. Not bad.
Yeah.
That's a great track record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible at that. If I pick you as a winner, you're not going to win.
All right, we got to make sure we de-jinx everything, guys.
Yeah.
So speaking of AGT, it was another big news because AGT Fantasy League is a go. So on-camera audiences, which is basically how you get tickets to go see the show. There'll be a new spinoff filming in October next month at the Red Studios in Los Angeles. And I got some good news. Mel B is back. She was last seen on AGT, America's Got Talent Champions. And now here's a little description, guys. This new global extension will welcome the best Race Got Talent stages from all over the world. And for the first time ever, fans will get the voting power from the start. And the Hollywood Reporter just reported a twist and said, judges can use the Golden Buzzer to award their act and take it to the finals or steal them for their team. So, guys, what do you think of these twists?
I love Mel B. I love her so much. I'm such a Spice Girls person. I saw the Spice Girls in London front row when they came back, and Mel B looks just as good as she did in 1998. I love her.
I gotta say, I'm so happy that Mel B is back. She's one of my all-time favorite judges, so I cannot wait. And by the way, I think having fans have the power at the beginning of the game would be perfect for the challenge. What do you guys think?
Yeah. It changes the game up, definitely. I want to see how they steal them for their team. It's kind of like The Voice, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to wrap my head around. If it was like The Voice, which is another NBC show.
Absolutely. There's been rumors that, and according to MJ Big's blog, which is one of my favorite go-to talent sources when I go look for stories, they did say that there were elements of X Factor and The Voice incorporated into this. And Simon does own X Factor.
That's true.
Mm.
I don't like The Voice.
Why not?
I covered The Voice from 2012 to 2017, but there's no one memorable, unfortunately.
I don't remember anybody from that show other than Melanie Martinez. And I think that all the guests or all the judges are I don't like any of them except for maybe Christina Aguilera. But I don't know if I know any of them, but I just don't really love them. I don't know.
She hasn't been on the show in years, though.
That's the only one I know, and that should say something.
Guy from One Direction's there now, Niall, and then John Legend's a judge.
Okay, so they got the worst One Directioner.
You seem like a John Legend stan, though. I feel like you're a John Legend stan.
I could name one John Legend song.
Because all of me, that one.
I gotta say, Reba's in there and Gwen Stefani's back. So I gotta say, AGT is my premier talent show when it comes to reality competitions. But however, the three of you have you got your PhDs in the challenge. So let's get started. We got to talk about Challenge USA Season 2. We got to talk, for me, when I was watching as a quasi viewer, I got to say, I loved seeing the MTV vets with those jet skis running, and Amanda just tearing it up. It was just amazing to see that. But I ought to say, it was moving to see Paulie versus Bananas because I think it was like my heart, I actually let out the biggest drop when that thing happened. But when Paulie got his respect after 5 years, that meant a lot, I think, for everybody. And then another one I got to say is Desi and Amanda. Amanda is a fighter, and I'm so glad that she fought and did not go down that easily. But I gotta say, 3 hours is a very long time for an elimination. And Tyler Monte's 3 hour too cool for spool elimination was pretty long and impressive for that long, even though we got to see like 20 and 15 minutes. And finally, the rise of Chris Underwood. He's actually shaping out to be a dangerous person from Survivor that we got to keep our eyes on. So, guys, what have been some of your favorite moments from season 2 so far?
I mean, obviously, Paulie, like that's my boy, on and off the show. So I've never seen him on a show where I was rooting for him. So now, like, finally being in a place where I was rooting for him, I loved that. Amanda being Amanda, I was here for. Chris Underwood, like, I must have a thing for Chris's. I don't know, but I'm obsessed with him. And I also think that Cassidy is a highlight this season for me, because she's kind of a standout. I think that she really was made for a show like this. I don't know if she could transfer to the flagship, but one insight that I will say that I've had from talking to people, different interviews and stuff like that, they do so many hours of confessionals, and we see confessionals of them for like 10 seconds at a time. So they all get like pigeonholed into a storyline. Cassidy's storyline really wasn't Wes the whole time, but we think it's Wes because that's all we ever hear her talk about. So that's the only thing, but overall good. And I liked Josh for a few episodes, and I supported Tori for a few episodes. That's okay. Support is a very strong word. I appreciated her.
You loved her.
First of all, Dylan, I didn't. And second of all, I appreciated her as a challenger, and I couldn't deny it. So those things are weird for me.
That's fair. I'm rooting for Tori and Josh to win the whole thing. Those are my people. Love them to death. If I have to predict, I think Fessel's going to win just because he's killing it and no one's even come close to him. For the women, I would love to see Michaela win if Tori doesn't win, but I think it comes down to Desi or Tori. I haven't done any interviews with people from the USA just because I've been so focused on Big Brother recaps, but I've talked to some people from behind the scenes, and all I will say is that this season is a lot more interesting than 39, which is coming out soon. So you better, be interested in these last couple episodes of USA.
Awesome. And Drew, I think you and Paige have the most interactions with them outside of this challenges. So you have done a lot of interviews. So what were some of the insights that you had from the contestants as you interviewed them on their way out?
Shout out to the Challenge Fanatics podcast because they are all well-adjusted adults that have actual jobs that they had asked me, a degenerate who is just doing creative stuff for money online, which doesn't sound right. But they asked me to cover the weird hours that they do exit interviews on weekdays. So shout out to them for giving me that opportunity. So it's been really, really cool to be able to talk with everybody. I'll be only for like 10 to 15 to 18 minutes. John A was really, really insightful in her exit interview, even though it was like episode 2 she was out, but she was very insightful, saying that Wes didn't necessarily tell her not to work with Michelle, but given cliff notes on everybody in the house, she was like, okay, that's somebody I'm going to steer away from. And I almost think that John A kind of looked at Michelle as almost like a Kellyanne 2.0 after working with her on World Championship, being like, if that's how she's going to act, I don't want to necessarily work with her. And I'm going to try to get her out of the game as soon as possible, even if she is on the red team. And Wes was very insightful, even though that was one of the more recent ones that I did. Wes was really, really insightful. He had a lot to say about Josh, a lot to say about Josh, and I really liked his take on that Operation Hat Trick. He did not like that whatsoever. I think mainly because he stuck his neck out trying to put 2 Survivor players up on the block, and come to find out it didn't really would result in anything. So I can understand where he kind of blew his cover there, pushing so hard on Survivor numbers just for it to ultimately end up with a Big Brother player going out. And I will say the one person that I really turned my whole opinion around on after talking with them is Alyssa Lopez. I was kind of, I don't know, maybe a little bit too judgmental of like, is she made for the challenge or not? But after talking with her and getting her insight and how she viewed the game and how much she had her like finger on the pulse and how self-reflective she was about her own game, I was like, dang, she's just really cool. I would like to see more of her on the season. So yeah.
Awesome. Dylan?
Yeah, I think the season so far is really better than USA 1.
100%.
I've had a lot of these people on in the past, not for USA 2. But I like the MTV vets coming in. Like I said, this season, from the cast point of view, have told me that this season's better than 39, which is airing in October. That 39 might not be the most entertaining season. I love the Pauly storyline, and yeah, I'm rooting for Tori and Josh to win.
Okay, so I'm not rooting for Tori and Josh to win. I know that like nobody can believe that. I'm not rooting for that.
Josh stand.
I'm going for Corey and Desi. Just throwing that out there. I want and Michaela. Desi, and Michaela.
Corey and Michaela, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, or Desi. Like I'm happy if any of the women win. To be honest with you, like if Tori wins, I wouldn't be happy, but I think she deserves it or whatever. The only win that I wouldn't be happy with is Bananas. What does that man need to win? Like,
yeah,
he's fine.
I totally agree. I gotta say, I'm gonna put my cards on Corey. I'm gonna put my cards on Desi, Michaela, and Chris.
Okay.
Those are my cards. I kind of with Tyler. It's almost close, but however, I'm worried that he might be flushed out pretty soon. But I gotta say, Tyler, not bad for a debut.
I like Tyler.
I think it's very intriguing to hear, like, from these podcast interviews, how everybody talks about Chris and how how juxtaposed everybody feels about him to the edit he is getting. Because it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row that we've gotten this like Survivor flashbacks and him in the confessional room alone crying and really pushing the like, oh, feel sorry for Chris. And then you hear Michaela just being like, talking mad smack about him on the Challenge Official podcast. I just find it very interesting, the differences.
All righty, so we got to move on to 39, and it's coming October 25th. 24 contenders are coming to the crown. 10 challenge icons stand in their way. But I gotta say, on behalf of the entire panel, welcome back, Cara Maria Sorbello. And also Brad, because this is Brad's first time back on the flagship since Final Reckoning, and Cara Maria's back for the first time since War of the Worlds 2. And I gotta say, there are several standouts, and there's some champs. But however, I want to hear your thoughts about that, guys, before I reveal mine. And then also, please consider as we go with this conversation, think about who is missing from the contenders and from the champions that you would like to see.
Well, Cara, I mean, we know how I feel about her. That's my girl. So, I'm happy to see her have a photo for the flagship. However, make no mistakes, this is not her return. This is just a little taste of Cara, because when we get All Stars 4, which I'm hearing February now, that will be her true return, in my opinion. Brad, I don't know. Brad is clearly going through it, so I hope he does well on whatever thing he does. They really, I will say, did them so dirty in these cast photos. no one has a decent cast photo, in my opinion. They look filthy. And they look old in these photos. Not like CT and Cara, but like all of them. Like no, even hot people don't look good. I don't know. So that's my opinion kind of on that. Who are we missing? I think we're missing Kiki. If we have Kaz, why can't we have Kiki? I know people are gonna want to miss Bananas, but he dropped out last minute, so that's on him. But Kiki is really the biggest one that I think is missing from this. I'm glad they brought Devin because it seemed like they kind of completely snubbed him on World Champ and maybe even USA 2. But Kiki and Janae, I would have liked to see. And to be honest, why not MJ or Yes Duffy? So give me some of those people. I think they snubbed MJ on World Champ as well.
I definitely.
I would have liked to see Janae, but I think the one that's missing for me is Millionaire Mitchell. That's the one I would like to see. I know when she left, there was some controversy with that whole situation, but I would have loved to see her. The guys are fine, whatever. The cast itself, I don't love. I wish there was more. There's a bunch of people that were older that didn't win. That were from the real world. I mean, you could have put Joss Mooney if he would have accepted on there. You could have put Paulie Calafiore on here. I mean, there's some names that I could think of that I would have liked to see. And Kayla Casillas. I mean, I could keep going, but you guys get the point.
Yeah. The one that I'm kind of missing from the champ side, I really wish Troy would have been on here. I got to talk to him during World Championships, and I just liked him. And I thought that he did great as eliminations and everything. I would have loved to seen that guy come in and scrap around a little bit. I think the cast is fine. I think that it's going to be interesting. I really wish we would have gotten more from, like, I don't know. I really feel bad for Huhui. I wish there was like one more Argentinian player that could have been on here, like Benho or something. Benha. I just feel bad for her because I feel like it's going to be the exact same thing for World Championships on here. But there's a lot of people that I'm excited about. I'm not too thrilled about the format in general, but we'll see how it's going to go.
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree with you on that. I gotta say, I would have picked out. I'm sorry, Devin, but I would have taken out for him and put in either someone like a Frank Sweeney, someone like a Hunter Barfield, or someone like Turbo or Tony Time in his spot, or even MJ in that spot. And also, I gotta say for the girls, where is Rachel Robinson in this conversation? Where is Jenny West in this conversation? Because I gotta say, Tori's been overexposed. I kind of wish Rachel or I'm so sorry, guys. Rachel or Jenny got that spot. And I got to say, Ashley Mitchell has been sorely missed as well. And then as for the contestants, I'm so surprised that we did not have that Tiffany or Michaela or Corey or Amanda or Polly was on the same flight that Michelle was on this cast. I gotta say, contenders wise, I'm glad to see my friend Jay on there. I'm so glad to get to see Melissa and Big T. Her Rossi and Olivia, I think, are out for blood, especially after what happened after the end of Ride Dives. I'm glad Soph is back, but some of these people I don't have a connection with.
I agree with the Jenny West thing, and I don't think we will ever see her again because there are so many reasons. One, I think the producers think she's boring, which is their fault because they're the ones that edit it, because I heard that she was into some stuff on Total Madness that they never aired. So that's their fault. And then two, she's just so, I think their thing is like, well, she's just so strong. Like, she's just going to win. She's just going to make it. But that's on them because I think people would really love to see Jenny. And I agree. I just think Millionaire Mitchell is living her best life in Costa Rica, and she is above this bullshit now. That's what I think about Ashley, but I'd love to see her back anytime. There's so many people that they could have brought back and they didn't, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. This is low budget. because you know that there are people on this cast that have been dying for a callback since they didn't get their first one and are going on this show for pennies. And this is probably the cheapest season they've ever produced as far as like paying people, I'm sure. So that's what I think it is. I think it's low budget. That's not a diss on any of the people. I'm so excited for my girl Olivia, Nerese. I love her so much. Corey Lay, I was really disappointed he wasn't on last season, so I'm excited to see him back. Berna, I can't even believe they still have her phone number. But there are some people that I'm like, how did you make it this far? And there are some people that I'm really excited to see. But to me, it screams low budget, poor planning. And I hope that means that 40 will be better. But they could have had such a good format, but they chose not to, and it is what it is.
And I think we're all unanimously agree that the main event is All Stars 4.
I think the main event is 40. I think they're going to surprise us, and the main event will be 40. I agree that Jenny West was boring, but half of these people I'm looking at right here, I don't understand why they were casted. I really don't get it. The USA spinoff has been such a success. They should have casted a bunch of CBS people, like I think Jacob said Tiffany, or one of you said Tiffany. Michaela should be on there. Alyssa Lopez, even Paulie should be there. If Josh or Fessel do not win USA 2, put them on there.
Don't worry though, they have Michelle.
They have yeah. I like Olivia. I love Olivia. I love Huey coming back. Corey Lay is great. Melissa always provides, but like Berna, okay. James from UK, I don't understand. Emmanuel, I thought
no,
Emmy.
Let me have something. No, Dylan, let me have something to look at, because honestly, what am I looking at? Like, okay, Callum, great. Nobody else is hot. So Emmanuel, at least I can like have a moment,
Do you think Jay or Kylan is hot?
No comment. I hate you.
Okay.
But this is going to, like, to Paige's point of like, if the backlash of this season is that it is boring, it's because the challenge didn't help flesh out the main cast. Like, we know the champions, but they didn't flesh out the main cast during the seasons that they were on, because they put too much highlights on the vets or CT or something, when they could have highlighted all of these people to make this season more exciting. But they didn't plan it out, like Paige said, that they didn't think that, oh, well, we're going to make these people the main people. We're always going to have vets on the cast. And now that they're trying to get pennies on the dollars and also have their cake and eat it too by having champs on the season, but also make sure that they don't win to get a new champ. It's just so weird. And if this is the lowest rated, I wouldn't be surprised if this was the lowest rated challenge season. And the challenge has nothing to blame but their own faults for not highlighting these people on the seasons that they were on to make people more excited when this time came. So that's just my 2 cents.
And just real quick, Dylan, based on people that have already gotten phone calls, and I know availability phone calls don't mean anything, but I'm not going to call somebody that I'm not considering, at least for something, based on the people that have gotten availability calls so far. Some of them, season 40 is not the main event. I'm just going to put that one out there.
Yeah, there's people that are not finalists that have gotten calls. That's true. I'm just hoping for the best.
I'm hoping for the best always, but it's like it's a toxic relationship. Yeah. I'm always hoping it's going to change. I'm hoping that I won't get yelled at in the Cheesecake Factory parking lot by this, but like we're back there and we're toxic, and I'm looking at myself in the mirror going, how did I trust them? Like, that's really what this relationship is. It's wild that we keep trusting the challenge, but you know what? We're sitting here talking about it, and we're all 4 of us are going to watch it and cover it. So we're
Absolutely.
The clowns.
Absolutely. However, the thing is, for me, I want to wish them all the best. And however, the thing is, for me, I'm more excited about the Masked Singer than anything else. Because the thing is, guys, I've been covering Masked Singer since 2019, and now it's season 10. So I'm going to do a quick run through what happened during the kickoff. Demi Lovato, aka was probably the biggest celebrity they got. However, I feel it's so big disservice because they had Patti LaBelle, they had Gladys Knight, Chaka Khan, Dick Van Dyke, William Shatner over the Mickey Rourke. Those kind of legends are that should not be laughed at. Like in Demi Lovato, biggest name, yes, in this age, but however, you have those heavy hitters. So she was Anonymous Mouse. The biggest highlight came from Nicole Scherzinger, who will be out next season because she's currently in UK doing a revival of Sunset Boulevard. And however, she left us with a great note of singing Purple Rain. I highly encourage you guys to go watch that. And then we also got some newcomers. So I want to think about this, guys. So you have Diver, the most hated person in the ocean, and a photo of a red cardinal. You had Gazelle. This actress had a connection with the gremlin, who was Mickey Rourke. You had the Husky, who said that he has a $10 million bill and had 10 million hits. Finally, we have Lady Hen, not only known in America, but known around the world as well with the newspaper that read, Royal Hen cracks egg expectations.
I watched the first 2 seasons of this and then I stopped, but I heard the rumor is that the diver is Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules. Like all the clues, people on Twitter were like, Tom Sandoval is the diver because he's hated, and there was all these clues. And I guess they have like packages, Jacob, where they like talk about like clues to try to guess it.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of things in the background where like Twitter had Sandoval trending that's him. So that's what I heard.
Well, that's when.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be mad about that, and here's why.
Ugh.
Coming from somebody that just said they were rooting for Josh Martinez, I would shut up.
Josh Martinez is not Tom Sandoval. I mean,
okay, no. Here's why I would be. I'm not rooting for this man.
You're an apologizer.
Oh my God. Shh. So what I'm saying is I'm excited if it's Tom Sandoval because it means I was right. Because when I was covering Vanderpump Rules before Dylan even knew what channel it was on, I had said when Scandoval first came out, for those of you that don't know, very quickly, Tom Sandoval cheated on his longtime hot girlfriend who's on Dancing with the Stars of 9 years with her best friend, a whole thing. Anyway, so Scandoval, when it first happened, I made a TikTok saying, these are my predictions about how this is going to go. And in one of my predictions, it was Tom Sandoval is going to do spinoffs of other shows to get his reputation back. And he will 100% be forgiven by America, the viewers, and his friendship group. And if he's on that show where the celebrities what is that?
World's Toughest Text, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, World's Toughest, whatever. And then if he's on this too, that is complete redemption for him, honestly.
No, it's not. It's not complete redemption, Paige. How are you going to say that? This man is still hated on every part of the internet.
I think
I gotta say this.
I think the military thing, it would be better than this show. I think that would do more for his credit than this show.
Yeah.
I gotta say, we can do both. I think right now Fox is promote. If it is him, they're cross-promoting. That's number one. Number two, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw a curveball in there and said Andy Cohen, because he's also hated right now. He went after Bethany's after him, Nene's after him. He has a lot of people, not to mention with Scandoval and all the stuff going on, especially waiting on some people who are currently in prison right now on their show. So I definitely say, and not to mention Kathy Griffin has gone after him multiple times. So the diver could also be Andy Cohen as well. But however, I got some more information to share about this season. So we have 16 characters across 3 groups. The wild card masks are back. Their last season of mass season 6. For the past couple of seasons, they've had themes. Now, these themes feel so, Harry Potter. I don't know. How can you do Harry Potter night? A Trolls night, which I think is better. Disco night, which is good. NFL night, the 2000s, and then a tribute to Sir Elton John. Now you have the Ding Dong Keep It On bell is back. So only one performer can be saved from being eliminated, and they're automatically moved to the finale. And like I said earlier, Nicole Scherzinger will be off for season 11, but Rita Ora is in position. So guys, what do you think about all this?
I kind of like the themes. I wanted to ask you guys, if you went on The Masked Singer, what would you want like your costume theme to be, and what's a song you would like die to sing?
Wizard, We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Ooh, love that. I'd want to be like a doll. Like not that looks like me, but just like a doll somehow. And then I definitely would want to sing Barbie Girl or like some Spice Girls song. But I hope for the Trolls thing, they sing in sync songs.
Yeah, hopefully.
And that's how they announce like that NSYNC is doing the Super Bowl or like something. Like I hope it like all
Ooh.
kind of meshes together.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be awesome. Dylan, what about you?
I don't know what song I would sing, but I
We're
would
gonna
want
sing an Adele song and you know it.
Oh, that's a good answer. I would probably sing Adele, but I would also want to be like some sea creature, like a shark or an octopus or a penguin or something like that. I don't know, just the vibe.
Just to let you know, Penguin was already taken by Sherry Shepherd. Sorry.
All right, polar bear.
Mine would be kind of on brand, I guess, like too on the nose. Like I feel like it would just be like a cake with wings, but then if I could keep the costume, that would be like what I would want to do. Just like find me out early. I don't know. I would do some Blink 182 song and try to sing like Tom DeLonge or something. Try to throw everybody off.
That's awesome. So, guys, as promised, we have had some of us on this panel have actually met a lot of incredible celebrities. But before we get started, Drew, you haven't had the opportunity to meet some, but have you had a dream list?
I mean, if we do the exit interviews, I've met and talked to some of them virtually, but I mean, just challengers. I know I had like opportunities to go to Challenge Mania, but I'm just like such a shut in. And I live in Florida, which seems to be the hotspot for challengers nowadays. So maybe I should just like walk out of my house, drive down to Miami, and I probably could stand on a street corner and just touch a handful of people that have been on the challenge nowadays. I'll just keep on saying Ryan Gosling and hope it turns to something, and I'll meet him one day.
Awesome. We have the first celebrity. I want to turn to you, Paige, because this is a little more meaningful for you, and because you had a chance this year to finally meet CT.
Yeah.
Photo credits to me. Thank you.
So first of all, these aren't photo credits to Dylan because CT actually took this photo on his own cell phone.
Yo.
So that's
Wow.
not
I was
true.
there though for that.
He was there, but Dylan didn't take this and I didn't take this. CT took this, just for the record.
Oh wow! So we have a CD. So we have a photograph by CT on the podcast. This is incredible.
Yeah, and my hair looks awful. So, but yeah. So
sorry to interrupt. You do not look awful in this photo.
thank you. It was a rainy day in New York City, and I was talking to Dylan's mom in the morning, and I did not have time to get ready. But this was a very epic photo for a few reasons. I met CT a very long time ago when I was in college, and it was like such a night to not remember. So, this was like the first meeting where I had the platform. He knew who I was, all of those things. It was just amazing. So it felt like something to give back to my followers that we finally met. Spoiler sites were sharing it, all of these things. So it was great. And we spent time together in Arizona as well at the Challenge Mania that was there. And it's weird to say I consider him a friend now. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like I consider him somebody that is definitely a friend now. I've talked to him about things that are way beyond the challenge. And I'm rooting for him on Traders, which just went to go film. And it's amazing. So I know that some people don't think reality TV people are celebrities, but literally we're walking down the streets of Phoenix and people are screaming his name from like other like corners, like they knew exactly who he was. So that is, yeah, this was my challenge celebrity encounter, and I love it. The biggest celebrity I think I've ever met is Queen Latifah though, so that was fun, but I don't have a photo.
I know, but I gotta say we got our first birthday wish in from. Thank you so much, Nikki. I really appreciate it. That means a lot. So thank you. And all I gotta say is Paige, I'm so lucky that you were able to meet CT and have developed a friendship because watching you behind the scenes for a year, it's amazing to watch this friendship blossom with CT and like CT. It'd be an honor to meet you eventually. Challenge me. I'm going to put that out there. So thank you so much for all the entertainment that you give over the years.
Yeah, look at how hot he looks in that photo too. Okay.
It's like every photo.
Absolutely. I love his
honestly.
glasses, by the way. I love his glasses.
Right.
All righty. Dylan, you are up next, sir.
Yes. So I didn't have celebrity encounters, but I guess we're calling challenger celebrities here. So I met a couple. I sent a couple to Jacob, and these are the 3 he picked. So the top one is my boy Josh. I've met him a couple times. You're gonna be with him in Nashville. He's coming on the podcast in the next 2 weeks to do a recap of Big Brother 25 because I'm having all these former house guests do recaps with me. So we're just trying to find the time because we're both pretty busy. Bottom left, I'm going to give credit to Paige here. John A has become one of my friends just through Paige. Paige shouted me out. She's been on the podcast once. Is going to come on a second time in the future, but we'll talk about that later. And then the third one is an icon, Marie. Met her in New York. I don't know what we can talk about with that, but
Nope.
met her in New York. That's all we're going to say. And she was great. She was great. Love her. She just had a baby, so I'm hoping she's doing well.
And congratulations, Marie.
Photo creds for me on both of those photos, John A. and Marie.
You didn't.
All right. It has been noted.
I'm sorry. I had like sudden whiplash from when we were talking about CT on one, and then we jumped right into Josh Martinez on this next one. I mean, I got major whiplash. No, I'm just kidding.
To be fair, I have multiple pictures with CT, but I don't want to take Paige's spotlight.
No, I get you.
Send them.
I have no room to talk. I haven't met any of these people, so I am not exciting or thrilling as a person. So I'm very jealous right now.
Okay, and I apologize to everybody because I picked out 3 for me that mean the world about them. So mind if I show them?
Yeah, go for it.
Please.
Please do.
All righty. So I have everyone who follows me on Instagram knows that I've shared several photos. However, these 3 mean a lot to me, and I'll tell you different reasons why. And the Today Show growing up was one of the inspirations of why I got into journalism. So when I was able to visit Kent, New York the Today Show set in 2011 and get a hug from Ann Curry, that meant she was one of the best role models for journalists today. It meant the world. And I forever will love this photo because she is probably one of the best journalists ever. And I think there hasn't been a journalist that I have admired that can go from the soft lightness to having to bring people to the Dalai Lama onto a newscast, a live newscast. I've never seen that happen ever. Next up, from meaningful to hysterical, but I got to give credit to the one, the only Miss Wendy Williams. She brought her sit-down, stand-up tour. It's 2015. She warned fans, if you're going to come, this is not Hot Topics Wendy. This was Kitchen Table Talk Wendy. And she thought, and I truly was in love because a couple of years ago, I turned on the Wendy Williams show because I was dealing with a rough time at work. And she and her show brought me so much light and energy. And so when I had a chance to meet her backstage, she thought my hair was a wig, seriously. And she ran through her fingers through my hair.
That's amazing. I love Wendy Williams. I love her. Unapologetically love her.
Yeah, unfortunately, Gloria Ellie Sharp does not. However, I got to say, Wendy, I'm thinking of you. Thank you so much for all that you've done for pop culture. Daytime television is not the same without Wendy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, another one that meant a lot to me was the one, the only Stan Lee. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a huge superhero fan. I've gone to Comic-Cons all across Kansas City and New York. So meeting one of my heroes that brought my childhood of writing Spider-Man stories or X-Men stories or watching or playing with Avengers action figures or something like that. Meeting him and telling him that he inspired me to be a writer. And he gave me a fist pump back at PlanetCon 2016. That will be a memory that I will always treasure forever.
That's awesome.
I love that.
Stanley's an icon. I like the Marvel movies. I don't go to like Comic-Con or anything like that. I would, but that's really cool that you met Stanley. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Mr. Lee. Appreciate it. Alrighty, guys. It's time for promotion time. So, guys, Drew, let's start with you. Where can my audience? Oh, hold on a second. We got one more comment. Nikki said, I thought about that the other day. We were missing Wendy Williams. Hot topics are that. Thank you so much, Nikki. I appreciate it. So, guys, now it is promotion time. Drew, start with you. Where can my audience find you and connect with you?
You can find me at youtube.com/@AngelCakeVids, Angel Cake Entertainment on YouTube, and then I'm on all social media at Drew Angelman.
Dylan, you're up next, my friend.
I am Chilling with Dylan podcast on all podcasting platforms, and then the Dylan Deckard on Instagram and Dylan.Deckard on TikTok. I have Big Brother Week recaps every week with former house guests, so that is kind of taking all of my time right now. But we're excited to get into the challenge and House of Villains, which I'll be recapping with Paige on my thing as well, on my podcast as
well. Awesome, Paige.
Dylan forgot to say his food Instagram, which is Dylan is Eating. Guys, he posts really good photos of food, so you should definitely follow it. So I am on TikTok as pretty_pettyx. I also have a private Instagram account that you're welcome to follow if you're not a weirdo, with the same one, but all challenge related stuff is most likely to TWO pod on Instagram. And then of course, most likely to pod on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. So got my Darrell interview coming out this week and all that good stuff. So it's been a fun season with USA 2, hosting it with Allie Evans from the former Rotten Bananas podcast. 39, Dylan and I will be back together. We were not in a fight, you guys. And we'll also be, people thought we were in a fight. And we're going to be recapping Traitors season 2 together as well. And we're doing Vanderpump stuff together when that amazing show comes back. So really excited for that. Okay, Jacob, you recap The Masked Singer, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, if they reveal that Tom Sandoval is one of the Masked Singers, you are absolutely coming on most likely to, because we have to talk about it.
All right, I'll make sure that's on my to-do list. So yeah. Let's do that. So guys, speaking of which, if you missed an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elliott podcast, visit our channels on Apple Podcasts, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, Spotify, and Spreaker. It is Jake's Take with Jacob Elliott, JACOBELYACHAR. Now, are you on social media? Because I'm on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok and X and YouTube. Jacob Elliott, JACOBELYACHAR. And guys, if you missed anything from my What's Going On with America's Got Talent, What's Going On with Masked Singer, my music reviews, and all my interviews, head to jakes-shake.com. Once again, jakes-shake.com. And guys, thank you so much for celebrating my birthday month with me. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful to have these people in my life. I'm so grateful for our friendships. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And to the three of you, thank you so much for participating in this live podcast. Have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.